I am an ordained minister, so there are often times where I will give spiritual advice. I will also just give practical advice on skills or tools that they may need to get through a certain portion of their life, a certain stressful situation. What I have received as a minister is when I see someone move to the next level in their life, get past a bad situation, to me, just seeing that person experience that freedom and to see them grow. When my children were younger, I always helped out at school, just volunteered. I tutored, not in my children's classes, but I tutored children to help them. I would help children that were having problems with reading and math. I thought that was important to volunteer. I think the most rewarding experience for me was a woman who was very bound up and didn't have peace of mind about a situation in her life, and not through just listening, but praying with her and giving her the truth about who God says that she is, set her free in her mind, and she was no longer bound by that circumstance and no longer in pain. That was the most rewarding, to see that release, and from being so tense to just being free and walking in that. Ooh, I feel it's so important for others to help, because then when you see that, that random act of kindness, and Oprah Winfrey talks about angels and things like that, and just doing things that it makes life a better, it makes this world a better place. When you're helping someone else, it brings about harmony. You feel good, the other person feels good, and they pass it on, and you want others to feel good. So I am on the board of directors for United Cerebral Palsy of Hudson County, and so we help raise funds for the clients that have cerebral palsy, and for the families, to help them to handle family members with cerebral palsy. I'm also on the Newark Convocation, which is praying for the streets of Newark, New Jersey, where there's a lot of crime. And so I lend myself to that, to pray for the needy. I give to different charities like Feed the Children, American Cancer Society, Lupus Foundation, Alzheimer's, certain organizations that I will give to for charity. I donate clothes to the needy. Go out and I'm involved in a ministry, royal priesthood, and we go out on the streets of Newark and feed the homeless and pray for them, because not only do they need prayer, but they're hungry. So you take them a meal, let them know that they're still loved. A lot of times homeless people think they're always looked down upon. A lot of times homeless people are not in that situation because of their own doing. So they need to know that we're still thought about, people still care about us, and we're still loved. And in another instance, when the Katrina victims, when that whole thing happened in New Orleans, I went down, and it was a year later or more, and I went down with a pastor from New Orleans and just donated, because of people are still living under bridges. Houses were still not fixed, and people were just living in squalor. So that's another incident where I felt I helped. Uh, I look at it as not something that, like, look at me kind of thing. I try to go for those that are less fortunate. I look for the person who's in need. Who is the less fortunate? Who's hurting? You could help a person reach another level or see a person walk away from a painful situation, or just see someone from tears to joy, true joy, not a false sense of, or not real security, but just for the moment, but to walk in freedom. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just to see someone walking in peace. So when they see that now they're free, they can go and help somebody else. You do something for someone, and then they do it for someone else, and it just keeps that domino effect. That's when I think you're going to have such a communal change. Because when there's a community feeling good about something, when people rally together, when someone, a child is lost, and then they're found, and just the heightened joy that's felt around the community. I think when you do that on a daily basis, a random act of kindness, and then you do another random act of kindness, there's just a good feeling throughout, and we need that. We need it so desperately now. More people helping others instead of just themselves. Because unfortunately in our society, we pay more attention to the negative than the positive. So I think if we give more attention to the positive, and when someone's doing something good, and we heighten that other people will get on board. Say, you know what, I want to be a part of that. That's important. This child is hurt, and so instead of just walking over them, like the Good Samaritan, bend over, give a hand, pick the person up, dust them off, and just kind of give them a bowl of soup or something. Any little thing. Sometimes we think it's a big thing that we have to do. Well, I don't have thousands of dollars, so I can't help anyone. No, you can go right next door, probably make sandwiches or whatever, or dinner for the neighbor who has 6 children and can't really afford to feed them every night. That will change someone's life, because you don't know. Have a heart. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when others are feeling good. And I love that. Now, you all get out there and help. No, I'm just kidding. Think of a time when you were hurting and in need, and wishing someone could have met that need, and then you go and help someone else meet that need of someone else. There's no greater feeling than that.